Hi guys, Gaz here from UK Angling, and in today's video we're going to be showing you how to effectively tie a marker float setup for the most optimum performance. So the standard way to set up this kind of marker float setup would be to thread on your stem and attach the lead to it, thread on your bead and then attach the float just using a normal knot through the swivel on the end. Now I'm going to show you a slightly different way of doing it, which will mean you are able to be a lot more versatile and flexible and do very quick changes to this setup should you need it. So let's put an example out for you. You're fishing in a really weedy lake. You're trying to find a little bit of a clear area before you start pulling the marker float through loads of weed, because you can bust them up, damage them, and they can get stuck. It can be a real pain trying to bore a marker float through really heavy weed. So what you might want to do first of all is just literally pull a lead about a bit, use a bare lead to start with, and then be able to change to a marker float once you want to mark your position or check your depth. So what we're going to do first of all is show you how to tie on these components the most effective way for quick changes. So what you want to do first of all is you want to take your main line and you want to double it over and tie a relatively big loop knot on the end. So you're going to do an overhand knot on there, and you want this to be a pretty sizable loop, like that. Tighten that down, don't worry about the tag later on. Now what you want to do is, on the end of this, is tie on a really small loop knot. Now this is quite an important and a good little trick that I'll show you the use for shortly. So now you've got a big loop knot and a little loop knot in the end. So now what we need to do is to thread the lead on and then pop the lead back through the loop. If you do this right, what you end up with is the lead attached nicely, so you can lead about to your heart's content until you find your spot. And then what you want to do is you want to quickly change this so that you can stick on your marker float. You've clipped up your rods, you found your spot, and now you want to explore it depth-wise and maybe put a marker out so you can, have a marker for when you're baiting up. So what you need to do now is pull that little tag that we first did. Now open up your loop. You can simply take it back over the lead and the lead comes straight off. Now you can do your full setup, put your stem on, put your bead on. This can be a little fiddly, so I like to just use a baiting needle to help me. Put that through the small loop. Doesn't get stuck. Pull your bead on, put it through, poke your loop now through your marker float, and again open it up and just go over the whole float, pull it down. Now it's attached. So now you've got your stem, you can slide your bead down, get that on to the swivel, put a lead on your stem, and then you've got a traditional setup. There you go. That's your marker float setup done properly now, and that was changed over in like 30 seconds. Dead easy. And obviously then when you're finished with that and you want to go back to having it set up with a bare lead on, or maybe clip it on a little spod to just throw a bit of bait out, you can do that as well if your marker float rod's strong enough. So there you go, a really versatile and simple way of attaching your marker float so you can adapt to situations, chop and change it as you need to, nice and quickly.